The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. At that time, Jesus told his disciples this parable. The kingdom of heaven is like a householder who went out early in the morning to hire laborers for the vineyard. After agreeing with the laborers for a denarius a day, he sent them into his vineyard. And going out about the third hour, he saw others standing idle in the marketplace. And to them he said, "You go into the vineyard too, and whatever is right I will give you." So they went. Going out again about the sixth and the fifth and the ninth hour, he did the same. And about the 11th hour he went out and found others standing. And he said to them, "Why do you stand here idle all day?" They said to him, "Because no one has hired us." He said to them, "You go into the vineyard too." And when evening came, the owner of the vineyard said to his steward, "Call the laborers and pay them their wages, beginning with the last up to the first." And then those hired about the 11th hour came, each of them received a denarius. Now when the first came, they thought they would receive more, for each of them also received a denarius. And on receiving it, they grumbled at the householder, saying, "These last worked only an hour, and you have made them equal to us. You have borne the burden of the day and the scorching heat." But he replied to one of them, "Friend, I am doing you no wrong. Did you not agree with me for a denarius? Take what belongs to you and go. I choose to give to this last as I give to you. Am I not allowed to do what I choose with what belongs to me? Or do you begrudge my generosity? So the last will be first, and the first last." The Gospel of the Lord. Well, I hope we are all ready for a challenge, because that is what Jesus is talking about in this Gospel. The words that resonate with me today, probably more out of a sense of appropriate guilt than anything else, are these words. "These last worked only 1 hour. You have made them equal to us, who have borne the burden of the day and the scorching heat." I wonder how often I've had that attitude, that what I have materially, it's because I have worked hard for it. And that in itself is honorable and true, and must not be shifted into the bin. But with Jesus, he's always adding something onto the table, the Eucharistic table. The truth is there. We must work hard, and we must work well. Even if it's in the field, we must persevere in the sun. But we must also add to that every human being has that right. And so we will have lots of questions. Why were the people not there waiting for work at the beginning of the day? We do not know. They might have been caring for the sick. We do not know. We presume that they were lazy and they were just taking a chance. Well, we might be right. But as much energy as we put to being right, we could also be wrong. And the sense of the gospel and the first reading today from Ezekiel is that we must live as equals. Here's the challenge. do we live that? Let's look at the Catholic Church, my easiest reference. I've been told and I believe that the Catholic Church throughout the world and over 2,000 years has been the one instrument of giving and treating people as equals with its faults and failings more than any other institution or country in the world. There's no reason for me to doubt that. But is that enough? Let me be really radical. If Jesus was the Pope now, where would he be living? If Jesus was the Pope now, who would he be surrounding himself with? And so I think for me, the challenge is to think in a truly radical way. And for me, in my meditation this morning, I feel that I need to be challenged with all the things that I like. When I go to the supermarket and I put things into the trolley, I should think and look at the gogos around me and look what they are putting into their trolleys, and maybe that's what I should be putting into my trolley. That's what the gospel's telling us. Will I do it? I'm ashamed to say probably not. Should I do it? I believe yes. Not to ask everybody to do it, but I should be doing it for myself. This is a radical gospel. Jesus was a radical person. Wouldn't it be fantastic if all priests lived in squatter camps? Yeah. Found the poorest place in the area. And we lived there. Because that's what Jesus is telling us to do today. That every bishop, every cardinal should find the poorest place in their vicinity and go and live there. Live there. That's what Jesus is talking about, I believe. Well, I think I better end this homily before people start loading up their guns to shoot me, and before I prove myself to be the biggest of all hypocrites. But taking that risk, I think we need to start thinking like that. How it will become part of our daily life and action, I do not know. But at least I'm hoping I'm not ignoring the call. And how long will it take me to live it out, or would I ever? That's another story. But to hear the truth is important. Let's not make excuses today, as easy as I know it is to make. I'm probably going to go off now and have some instant porridge with water where other people might only have bread and tea. That's reality. Let us at least think so that the Spirit can transform us in all that we do. What I have, everybody should have. If they don't, what am I doing to help them have that? Amen.